Hello guys, Angelic TCG here, and I'm coming at you with another Darkrai Giratina build, but instead of having the tech of Garbodor, we have the tech of Dragonair, and anti-Garbodor, the Trash Lance an anti-Trash Lance Garbodor is the Mew EX, and we'll explain why it works at the end of the video. So, first off, we have 3 copies of Darkrai EX. So these are our main attackers. It does 20 damage more for every dark energy attached to all of my Pokemon. So it can add up really quickly, especially when we use Dragonair's attack, which I'll go over after Giratina. But what Giratina does is its ability can prevent Megas all around, and its attack does 100, and your opponent can't play Tools, Special Energy, or Stadium. So you can lock a whole lot of decks, because what deck doesn't run a Stadium or Tool cards? This deck doesn't run Tool cards because it's anti-garb, but most will still if it's anti-garb. Next, as previously mentioned, Dragonair. So Dragonair, for 1 energy of any type, it is Dragon's Wish, and during your next turn you may attach any number of energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon, and this only means Pokemon that have been out on the turn you use Dragonair. Sorry for my dog barking there. It has 90 HP, and it can do Tail Smack, but you're normally not going to want to do that. Next, 3 copies of Dragonair. Its energy cost is a Double Dragon or a Rainbow, but it knows Signs of Evolution. Search your deck for Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite, reveal them, put them to your hand. All you're going to get with this is Dragonair and Dratini, because you're not going to get other stuff. So I choose the Sun and Moon, and I run 3 so we can start with it. 1 Mew, it knows Versatile, and the ability is this Pokemon can use the attacks of any Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's, but you still need the necessary energy, so that's why we run Rainbow, so we can use our opponent's Trash Lance attack, or just your opponent's attack overall. It also has an attack Replace, move as many energies attached to your Pokemon to others as you'd like. So that's all really Mew is there for. And then we have our Shaman replacement. I didn't want to run Shaman this time, so I used Tapu Lele. 20 damage times the amount of energy on both active Pokemon. So if you might be able to tell already, Tapu Lele can help store up some energy so it can attack later on. And its second attack, which is its GX attack, it can fully heal 2 bench Pokemon. But what we really have it in this deck for is its ability to get out 1 supporter from your deck. So you can either save a card in your hand or play it that turn. Next we have 3 copies of Alter the Moon. Alter the Moon has the effect of the retreat cost of each Pokemon, both yours and your opponent. So if they run Dark or Psychic, that can be a bit bad, but if they're not, then you get the benefit singly of this one. But the retreat cost of each Pokemon who has a Psychic or Dark energy attached to it is 2 less, and the only thing that's more than 2 energy in this deck is the Giratina EX. So that's the only downfall, but still attaching or retreating for 1 energy is really good. So next, going on to our supporters, we have 4 Sycamore. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. There's not much to say about it. Clears up space in your deck. Gets rid of cards you don't want. The only bad time to play it is if it's your only option and you have a pretty good hand. But that's why we also play N. N has the effect of each player shuffles his or her deck into his or her deck, and then each player draws a card for each of his or her remaining prize cards. So, all you just do is draw for how many prize cards you have, and if it's early game, it can help both players. If it's late game, since you're going really fast, it could help them a little bit because you'll be drawing less cards because you'll have less prizes. But if you're losing because you're going against something like Zygarde or Lycanroc, then it's better to play them. Next we have 2 Lily. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. If it's your first turn, draw until you have 8. So that's why we run Lele to get out our first turn Lily, and we run 2 so if one's prized, we can still get one. Next we have 2 Lysander. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active Pokemon. This is to get, so you can either stall to get more energy, or you could get a knockout that can benefit you. Next, 2 Pokemon Ranger. This is for if you're getting under item lock, or if card effect says you can't attack, or if it says that if anyway you're limited to doing something, you can Ranger and be able to do it again, except for ability lock and stuff like that, unless it's an attack, which isn't really a card right now, sadly. Next we have Brock's Grit. Since we don't run any item revival or energy revival, or item revival for Pokemon, or item revival for energy, we have Brock's Grit. Shuffle 6 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards. So that can recycle your Mews if you need, and some of your energies. But what you're really going to want to do is if you're getting a late Dragonair, you can put that back in the deck so you can draw more energies. Next, we have 1 copy of Pokemon Center Lady. Deal 60 damage and remove all special conditions from one of your Pokemon. So if you're under a special condition like poison or paralysis, and you have some damage on you, you can just get rid of all that. Next, going on to our item cards. We do not have a lot of item cards. It's a fair amount of item cards, but it's just how it is. We have 1 Nest Ball to get out our basics, except for Lele, because then we won't get activate the ability. 2 Level Ball to search for our Dratinis and Dragonairs. And then 4 Ultra Ball for all around anything you want to grab. And our last 4 item cards are Professor's Letters. We run 4 of them so we can get all 4 of our, or all 8 energies in one turn if we can get all the item cards. So, we just need to attach as many item cards as we can after using Dragon's Wish. And from doing that, just keeps going. And eventually, you'll be able to attach maybe like 10 energies a turn. And that's really fun to do, especially if it's in late game when you're when your opponent's in the lead. Next, for our energy cards, we have 4 double dragons to attach to our Dratinis, Dragonairs, and our Giratinas. Most likely we're going to want to have them on Giratina, and maybe 1 on Dratini. And then if we have another Giratina, we'll have 1 on there and then 2 basic dark energies, just in case. And this counts as 2. So by just attaching 1 energy, that counts as 2. Next we have 2 rainbow energies for our Mew. So Mew can copy not only our attacks, but our opponent's attacks. And since not every deck is a dark deck, we run Rainbow, which can be any energy you would like, except for special energies. And then we run 12 dark energies, because of Dragon's Wish. Normally people run 12 energies in total, including special energies. But if we're going to include everything all together, that's 12 plus 4, 16 plus 2, that's 18 energies we're running. And that is just about what a dark deck of Darkrai wants to have. But we run 12 so we can attach them and get them out with Professor's Letter. And we can get cards easily so we can attack with them through supporters and then attach them. So basically what we're just trying to get here is a whole bunch of energies across the board, and technically we don't even need all the energies to attack, because let's say our average counts of energies, we would have the setup I just described, 2 double dragons, and then 1 double dragon on Dragonair and the Giratina, 1 to 2, most likely 3 energies on the Mew EX, 2 rainbows and a regular. And then most likely you're going to want to have 2 Dragonair 2 Darkrai setup, so 2 energies each. And with all that alone, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 energy, including the double dragons being 2. So 13 times 2, that's 26, 27, 28, because of the original plus 20. That's knocking out everything in the format, except for a Wailord with Fighting Fury Belt, and yet still we can attach more energy. So this deck even goes super fast without even attaching all those energies. And the max you can actually do with this deck is about 540, I believe. So this deck is really good, and I know I already made a Darkrai deck, but I feel like this one's better because of all the item lock decks and all the item lock decks that will be coming out, and especially the Garbodor decks, because those are running loose, going everywhere. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see some more content, give it a thumbs up as well. If you want to give me a comment about how you either liked or disliked the deck, or if you want to make any changes, put that in the comment section below. And until then, goodbye.